Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it is Christmas Cypher Sigma, and as usual, it's the weekend. So I hope you're having a lovely time. Obviously, in the UK, it's raining probably still, as it has done most of the year. But yes, we have a new movie review for this week. Only one, and it is the movie Send Help by Sam Raimi, who directed this. Obviously, we know him from Spider-Man movies. And obviously, I can't remember what, the Evil Dead and stuff like this. It mainly stars an actor and an actress. So Rachel McAdams plays Linda Little, and Dylan O'Brien from The Maze Runner plays Bradley Preston. You don't really have many main characters in it, but it's essentially the story. If you've seen the trailer, it's Linda Little is this hard-working employee, a bit of an outsider, as you would. She works for Preston's dad. Preston, for all these years, Preston's dad agrees that she would have a VP spot when basically he moves on the building and his son moves up. But unfortunately, he passes. His son takes over the company and decides to bring his own man in. And as you can kind of see, she gets screwed over. They go on a trip together for work. The plane crashes, and essentially, Bradley is injured, and it's down to Linda to look after him. So this power dynamic goes from Bradley, being like the powerhouse, telling Linda what to do and being in control of that, to the dynamic shifting the other way. Then when they're on this island, a few other stuff happens. Obviously, it's Sam Raimi, so you can kind of get the idea where some stuff may go. There is nothing after the credits. During the credits, there are some little survival things pop up. I did watch this in 3D. It was quite an enjoyable 3D film. Wasn't the greatest, but it still was an enjoyable one. And I did enjoy the movie, let's put it that way. So we'll split the spoiler wall up and we shall get into it. So yes, so as we have the movie starts. You have Rachel McAdams, his character Linda Little. She's working hard away. She's doing these reports and stuff. Her kind of, one of her colleagues essentially comes across a pretty looking boy and suit and all that stuff, basically going, okay, we've got a meeting, have you done the stuff? And she's like, yeah, I've done it all. I was looking into some other stuff and stuff like this. She hands him a copy. She picks up her own copy, goes to walk with him. He goes like, oh, what are you doing? He goes, downsize the meeting. You don't need to be there. Says, but don't worry, you'll get the credit, stuff like this, because there's a posting note with her name on it on her one. He walks off. As she decides to follow him, she sees him walk into the office, pull the plastic note off, chuck it in the bin, go into the meeting room and basically go, I've been working on this, and basically taking all the credit, as you would do. This guy, I think his name Todd, is kind of the guy who then we find out gets the promotion over her, when we then get to meet Dylan O'Brien's character, Bradley. He comes into the office and he's like, hi, how you doing, and stuff like this. She's like, oh yeah, really nice, to meet you. Obviously, she is very awkward in these situations and tries to be very friendly with him, but she's got some like tuna mayo on there, and you can see he's very much up his own backside. So one thing kind of leads to another. That Linda then finds out that basically she hasn't got it, because the woman next to her says that she's writing up the documentation to say that obviously he's got the VP. She goes in and almost has a mental breakdown in front of the boss and just says, look, I deserve this. I was promised this by your dad and blah, blah, this. And you find out in a previous scene, another man higher up in the company said that she was promised this. And he's like, no, I'm giving it to my mate. I've already told him. And he basically says, he kind of tries to put a good spin in it and basically says, look, we're going on this course, we're going on this trip to try and sort out this merger or that they're trying to do. If you come along and help us solve it out, maybe that might convince me. Essentially just string her along to get her going. So she turns up to the plane. She's trying to be very friendly. And then you have Bradley and all his, the other guy who's going to be VP and all that stuff, all like up themselves, all on this private jet. Telling that they think are weird. As they set off during the trip, she's obviously working away, and as she's sorting out this problem that she's basically been tasked to do, more or less has got it sorted, she hears that one of the guys has basically found an online video of her that she did to promote her audition tape for Survival. They're all laughing, it's all funny, they're all having a joke. She hears and pulls it off, deletes the document she's doing, and then this is when the plane gets an issue. A lot of people get sucked out. The guy who takes a job is trying to hold on to her, and she's trying to pull him in, and then he's kind of like, no, give me a seat, give me a seatbelt, Another guy grabs onto him. Eventually, she stabs him in the hand with a fork. He flies out the window, gets bashed on the side because his braces get caught. And then he dies, and then they land on basically crash land. When she wakes up, she's on the island, or she wakes up, gets on a raft, floats to the island, and then she's searching, and then comes across Bradley's character, nurses him back to health and starts doing stuff. This is when, as soon as he wakes up or is becoming more conscious, stuff like that, he's basically forced to do it. Like, I'm your manager, and she's like, no, you're not my manager. You're here. This is a different power dynamic. And time goes on, he slowly starts to warm to her. She starts to build more and more to help him out. And then it's kind of a back and forth between the two of them. He kind of reforms but wants to get off. Then he drugs her because he finds out stuff about like poison that from her, and then does her in. Then tries to do a boat even though she advised him not to, then almost drowns as she saves him by throwing up. There's quite a sick scene there. But yeah, she basically looks after him, but there is a twist coming, which involves like some people finding them and she kind of not wanting them to be found. Essentially, it all culminates on, I won't say all the twists because I want to save stuff, but essentially that she ends up killing Bradley, and then basically it skips forward a period of time, and then you see her as basically the only surviving member. She now runs the company, and she's got these self-help books, and she's great. She gets in a car with a bird that you've seen from Getting, drives away, and she's got her favourite karaoke song there, and this favourite karaoke song does very much foreshadow where it comes from, and I kind of missed that, and I thought it was really good. So I rate this movie a 7 out of 10. I thought this was really, really good. There are some elements in it, kind of zombie, evil pig and stuff like this, which you can tell Sam Raimi's had his hands in it. But overall, it was, even though Linda doesn't always do necessarily the right thing, she is always, in my mind, in this movie, she is the hard-working person who's a good person who, unfortunately, a lot of people treat her like crap. And the manager, Bradley character, just is, as much as he becomes nice, he always has an ulterior motive. He always wants to switch back to that. So to be honest, it's kind of nice to have a kind of horror movie or scary kind of movie, because it has aspects of that where there's a good person and a bad person, and the bad person's getting all the good stuff and the good person getting all the bad stuff. Something happens, the dynamic shifts, but in the end, the good person comes out on top and gets all the success that they kind of deserve, and the bad person's kind of punished in a way. But that has been Send Help. It's now 53 minutes long, if you didn't know. I think rated 15 or 18 in the UK. I've been Chris from Cypher Signal Screen Time. Have you seen this movie? Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'll definitely see you in the next one.